I've been really, really digging of late is the Cunning Monkeys Matrix editions, right? They are. So I didn't really like these at first because I really see the need for them. Now I love them. This is my go-to way of watching Doctor Who. Actually, no, I got to remember I have a hard drive that I keep connected to my TV and move it to my computer, and when I want to put different stuff on it, last couple of weeks I was watching the Romans because how this works is this, right? Get little insight into Rabbi home life. We have because we're Orthodox Jewish, we don't have a TV in our main room, right? In our living room, because it's like we eschew somewhat. I mean, we have a TV, so we have a TV in our bedroom, big flat screen TV in our bedroom. I got big TV down here, but we don't have one in our living room. So my wife, she gets up very early. She gets up at like 5:20 to go to work. And the worst thing ever, if I wake up needing to pee at 5:18, I'm like, I gotta hold it in, try to go back to sleep. But she's gone by 6, and today was a nightmare. Normally she gets back around 6ish. Today it was close to the 7. The traffic was awful, right? But what she likes to do when she comes home is we have a couch in her bedroom. She sits in her bedroom and watches some telly, right? And watches some telly, which means. But she doesn't like me going to bed while she's watching TV, so it like throws her off. I want to make sure she gets like downtime and everything, but oftentimes I'm like dying to go to bed. I'm like dragging, right? I'm begging for bed, and she's still watching TV. I'm like, oh. So oftentimes I need like a 10-20 minute show to just make the timing work out. 1 second. Hang on. Sorry, I was just getting a message at the same time. I got to wait another 20 minutes, half hour. So I've been watching a lot of black and white Doctor Who, right? I started watching the Romans last week. I got to remember to put I want to put more of that stuff. The Rescue I got on there. Maybe I should put on the Chase. I kind of like the season 2 more bubbly Doctor Who. But the other Doctor Who I've been watching is, again, these Cunning Monkeys Matrix editions. They're recut into a more modern format and just does an excellent job. Honestly, it makes them rattle along much better. So I watched Invasion of Time, and boy, did he do a good job. Oh, and also he does new effects. The new effects are fantastic. Now, I understand if you hate the idea of the new effects. Like, a lot of people do. I like them, and I especially like the way he does it because it ties it into the 2005 to 2017 revival, right? I will call after that Jodie a reboot, right? This is not the same show at all. So here, let me pull this up. Because so you have like a pre-title sequence, and goes into the titles. And he very, very cleverly uses the howl, the Fourth Doctor howl thing, as the end of the pre-title sequence, right? And so you get that nice cliffhangery vibe to it. But here, let me show you how just a few bits from where was it on the Invasion of Time. Doink. I mean, because again, the cut is significantly different, and I think far superior. 1 second. So wait. So if you know Invasion of Time, right? It starts off with the Doctor meeting with the bad guys. You don't know who they are at the time, the Vardens, as it turns out. So all that's cut out, right? All that's gone, and you just get here. I'll show you what you just get a little mention, and it does the job really well. So first thing, like, you get this nice little deserty shot, and then look, you see the Capitol in the background. So I like this because it ties into modern Who. It's orange sky. It looks like the desert in where the Shabugans live. So all this really works. And a second. And so now you just got the Doctor doing the strange planning with K9 in the Leela's going for a swim. Good for you, Leela. In the TARDIS, and he shows up. Oh, what's that? Hang on. He shows up and demands to be the be present, as is the. Is this where it goes in the title? Oh yeah. He turns up and demands to be present. But yeah, look how he cuts this. I think it's really clever.
Obedience of all colleges. I claim the presidency of the Council of Time Lords.
I believe we have chosen well. Very well.
See, this tells you the whole story. Everything that he cut out is told in this 20 second. Right. So again, I love the way it goes into the title. You get that cliffhanger into the titles, which is what replaced the cliffhanger in Modern Who. But here, I want to show this other bit, because again, the new effects I find just really great, and he differentiates it from the Deadly Assassin, which all the external shots of the Citadel were all at night, right? So he does keep that. How else he over here? Every time you get a little establishing external shot, it just makes the whole thing seem so much bigger, right? So is this one he did it? Did he build this himself, you think? Or did he take it from a different episode?
You don't dispute my claim, then?
No.
Yeah, but you get some more. I got to be lucky to be able to spot them. You get internal. What's it called? You get inside the Capitol, internal shots, internal exterior shots, I should say, but they're very fleeting. I'm just going to zoom forward. So but Rodan was clearly the precursor for Romana, right? And they eventually they get out of the Capitol. But yeah, this I found just stunning. Yeah, 1 second.
Oh. Can she survive?
I love you get the Capitol in the background, and they walk in front of it. It's really convincing. I found that fantastic. Let me see if I can get any exterior shots of the Capitol buildings, which again just works so well. There we go. Try back over here. Oh, man! There you go. It's the same effect as when they did a new edit of Happiness Patrol, which I thought was excellent as well by Pete Mateek. Oh God, at least he can do something fucking right. Oh man, when Pete Mateek started saying, "Oh, my little speech of the Doctor to the evil troll Conrad," was it Conrad? That's just what I would say. We know, Pete. We know, moron. Anyway, Matrix Edition. They're all free, right? It's incredible. He just does an incredible job. I'm really, really chuffed for these. And again, they rattle along really nicely. So it's about an hour and 10 minutes long, the first part, and it's an amalgam of episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Because it ends with the cliffhanger of the Sontaran showing up. And it really works, right? It really works. So now he's working on season 17. Which I'm excited for, and he just posted a new bit of a new effect shot, and again, it just makes me really, really, really excited and happy to see this. Where is this? Mavellan, right here we go, from Destiny of the Daleks. I mean, this was on. I know it was only in this format, but look at that Mavellan ship. Oh, gorgeous. Right, just absolutely gorgeous. In fact, let me see if did I have the TARDIS. I think it was what's it called again? Invasion of Time. Second Invasion of Time. Hang on, Invasion of Time. Doing. Let's go back to that. They got a great approach to the TARDIS approaching Gallifrey. Here it is.
No sense in taking chances, Commander. Go to Amber Alert.
Yeah, I mean, just
Amber
excellent.
Alert.
The BBC they should definitely have these on the Blu-rays. They should have them on iPlayer. They're fan-made Doctor Who is head and shoulders vastly superior to prevent like the stuff BBC make. It's just vastly superior. So that's a strong. And again, I just really enjoy them. Right? I really genuinely enjoy watching them. So thank you. Although like I'm prejudging him somewhat because I assume he would deeply dislike me because he's got a Blue Sky account, and that's never a sign that somebody's really really that stable. Bonkers rumors, right? I think that's probably a way to go. Where is it? Oh, was this it? There, yeah. Reddit leaks, right? So there are several rumors. Let me pull up the window. The first one, which okay, let's go through all of them I know. So Mrs. Flood is the Rani. I just think that's such a shit idea, right? I really do. I think that's just such an absolutely boring shit idea, right? But apparently, Mrs. Flood is a bi-generated Rani, and you know, look, dude, you just want to. You just want to climb down, right? You just want to climb down from again, they wrote all this like way before everybody knew how bad it was going to go, but they just got to climb down from this like they're relentless bollocks, right? It's all this current year stuff. It's just garbage, right? It is just bi-generation is garbage. Nobody likes it, right? But apparently she's a bi-generated Rani, and I think there might be another bi-generated Rani in it. And what else? Somehow, again, this is insane. Belinda becomes the queen of space, and they have as a child with Shooty. How could she have a child with Shooty? He's super gay, right? Who is a Lord of Time, and creating the Timeless Child, right? And I think somehow ties into. God, I can't believe I'm about to show you this. Somehow it ties into this. Don't share screen. I totally forgot about this in my my review of the episode because I couldn't bloody remember it. Right, at some point, because the plot needed it, Belinda had to leave the TARDIS, and then she gets pointed in the right direction by this little kid, who turns out is the same little kid from Space Babies. Right, this is Captain Poppy from Space Babies. Again, why would you bring him back? Because you didn't realize how badly it failed, right? But that ties into it somehow as well. Maybe she's a timeless child. I don't know, right? I have no idea. But I can't imagine that Shooter's coming back for a third year, even if Doctor Who is, right? Or the idea of Doctor Who lying fallow may be unacceptable to the BBC, which is how we came to this absolute insanity, right? This absolute batshit insanity. Big leak. Now, why is this credible? It's because this is from the same leaker that has leaked everything else for the last couple of years and been right about freaking everything, right? Like absolutely everything. So that makes it reasonably credible. So one of these actresses has been cast as a 16th Doctor. Now, if you recall, a few weeks ago, I said, look, we can go several ways. He could just carry on and not regenerate, and he'll be back for the third season. We're all wrong, right? He could carry on, not regenerate, and not be back for a third season. Talk about Shooty. He could regenerate into, fade to white, fade to black, right? A blank regeneration. Or if they're really ballsy, right, they'll do a surprise regeneration and they've already cast and recorded the next Doctor, right? So this is going along that route. So according to Andrew, the notorious season 2 leaker, who has so far got everything correct, including season 3, episode 3 being a midnight sequel, and the fugitive Doctor appearing in episode 5. Okay, the 16th Doctor has been cast and will be played by a familiar actor who has appeared in the show before. They also let slip the actress will appear at the BAFTAs tonight. So, actress, no. Right now, what Doctor Who needs desperately is to lean into very traditional Doctor Who, which means a asexual stroke straight white Doctor Who, right? And the it really upsets me that I got to say white, right? Because for me, the skin color was always somewhat irrelevant. But I think they just screwed around with the format so much and distorted it, and I destroyed it, frankly. Right? It's got to get a hard reset back to basics, right? Exactly as Pierce Brosnan was in when it was cast as Bond. But again, this is a very ballsy move. But again, having an actress do it, these are a lot of good actresses here, right? None of them, I think, it's not the time to do it, right? The Doctor Who isn't strong enough to be experimental. So the names listed here, Saran Jones, which I think was the most likely as an ongoing Doctor, right? She played Idris, the Doctor's wife. She's got a lot of connections with Bad Wolf. She was starred in Gentleman Jack, which I believe they produced, and she's in another show with them. So that's how casting really happens. So that seems that seems quite credible. Joanna Page, who played Queen Elizabeth and Dale Doctor. I don't really remember her, but whatever. We'll get to the next one in a minute. Anna Maxwell Martin, who plays Suki in The Long Game. Really? I mean, like, maybe she's like come along a bit now. Rose Ayling Ellis playing who played Alice in the World. No, she'll be terrible as a Doctor because you need strong, good diction to play to play the Doctor, and she's deaf. You know, she was very good in her role in The World because it needed a deaf actress, right? As a Doctor, it's a very bad idea, right? Very bad idea. Nicola Coughlan from the turgid, what was that name of the episode? Joy to the World? For some reason, I know this was the stupidest thing I ever did. When I was looking up pictures of her once, I typed in Nicola Coughlan, and then Google said Nicola Coughlan topless. I'm like, really? She's top. Why would she be topless? So I clicked on it. Right? I was like, I wish I hadn't done that. I really wish I hadn't done that. Oh, God. That's all I can really think of when I think of it now. Other than she's like, another lefty lovey who says that it's very cruel to tell children not to cut their cock and balls or tits off. Right? Fucking morons. Tell you, 100 years from now, they will look back at this era and go, we were disgusting barbarians that this happened, right? That's really what's going to happen. And Billie Piper, right? So I was going with Saran Jones, and then I heard a lot of flurry that Billie Piper was the number one choice, which to me makes little sense, right? It really makes very, very, very little sense for several reasons. Firstly, why would she want to? I mean, it's a terrible idea. It's an absolutely terrible idea. It speaks of how much the management at the BBC have no idea, no clue whatsoever what to do with Doctor Who, right? They don't know why it's failing. They don't know why it was successful. They have no clue, right? They're like, well, let's put David Tennant in it. David Tennant will work, right? David Tennant, by the way, David Tennant. He's just got his cringe up to maximum now. Yeah, he was at the BAFTAs last night, just being, Just being awful, right? I used to really like him. Now I just want to smack him in the face. And nobody should do that. Nobody should do acts of violence. But here he is talking.
Can you clarify all the stuff I keep reading about, and I think it was mentioned in the piece in The Guardian with you the other day, about Doctor Who? What is going on?
It's a shit show, mate. It's a shit show. That quiff looks stupid. Yeah, look, Dave, I'm so glad that article came out saying what a piece of shit he is. That would be fantastic, right? Well, they won't look back. They won't have anything to censor about it. It's true. But like the world is so polarized right now. You have, it seems like the axis of evil, right? Any evil stance, they like, yeah, we love Hamas. Oh, we love Hamas. We love euthanasia and sterilizing our children. Like, there's no everything. The evil way of looking at everything is the way they do it, right? David, dressed as a twat.
I mean,
How do you mean?
Well, someone was writing that you're going to be coming back to it or something.
Nobody.
Oh, here's what he's saying. Oh, it's shit. It's in the shitter. You can't be saying that. We're on the red carpet at BAFTA.
He's told me.
That's what you said in The Guardian.
Yeah, no, literally, nobody has.
See, the thing is, David Tennant can lie very effectively because because he's an actor. That's his job.
Told me, so I think Doctor Who's doing very well without me.
Okay, it's not, and it doesn't, and don't come back, right? It's not, and we're done.
As it does. I mean, that's the glorious thing about Doctor Who. It reinvents itself and it moves on. And
Please reinvent itself and move on again to something that's not shit, right? That's something that's not disgusting propagandizing shit. That would be fantastic.
new generations discover it, and I mean,
Not anymore. No generation's discovering it because nobody's watched the fucker because most people aren't gay. Hate to be the one to tell you.
60 years it's been going. It shows
60 years and you killed it stone dead.
no signs of stopping. So
No, there are very strong signs of it stopping.
part of what makes it such a vibrant show is that it keeps renewing and finding new ways to tell stories in that world, and that's.
No. You should find new ways to tell story in that world, not create a new world for it. Not turn it into a different fucking show. I'm sorry. David Tennant's first era and Patrick Troughton's era, it's the same show. It's very clearly the same show. It's not the same show anymore for exactly the reason that I said it was. Once you make anything into a queer show, it's just all about being queer, right? It's not Doctor Who. Doctor Who was never about being queer.
As far as I'm aware, that's happening without me for a while.
No guest appearances?
No, I promise you. I promise you I'd tell you if it was true.
Of course you would.
Yeah, of course you would. And then, oh god, let's really get a cringe on. Oh, here we go. Share some video file. And if you didn't hate David and Georgia Tennant enough, let me help you out with that.
Characters' hairdos, Alex?
Yeah, I think Lisa, who plays Mousy, her.
Them doing a bit of a dance. Oh god.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. You've look. I don't think there are trans kids. I just think there are terrible parents, and that's what I'm saying here. Amaro says, "What from? Here's what's stirring online. TARDIS went red for the same reason as the Cloister Bell. Belinda is a watcher, and when they get back, Shooty will be forced to regenerate into Belinda. Nagging Indian woman who bloody hell. That sounds awful. That does sound really awful. Mrs. Lisa Pertwee is here. Hey there, Mrs. Lisa Pertwee. And Paul Tosland is in. Lots of people have turned up. So here's my thoughts, right? And actually, I got to give props to both Dan and Charlotte from his channel because I hadn't considered this. And I think this is the most likely case scenario. Fine. Firstly, what I used to think was the most likely case scenario is that Billie Piper. She's said many times, yeah, I'll come back to Doctor Who, but I don't want to schlep around, right? She didn't say schlep. I don't want to be like running around and like getting up in the air. If they can film it locally for 3 or 4 weeks, yeah, that sounds great. She's not gonna want to do You're trying to make me blush, Mrs. Lisa Pertwee, to put all the kissy faces in. I have no defense, right? I have no defense for that. I'm only made of flesh and blood. Just who we are. So, like, the idea that she will go on an intensive shoot for Doctor Who for like a year. See, it's insane. It's completely insane. Well, she has kids now, doesn't she? Let's have a look. Billie Piper. Look at her Wikipedia. It's weird. Billie Piper seems to be morphing into Mickey Rourke, right? Older Mickey Rourke. So he's got 3 children. Wow, she was married to Lawrence Fox for a long time. I didn't realize. And Chris Evans. Good for her, I guess. How many kids does she have? I mean, she's got 3 kids, but when were they born? Hang on, I'm looking. Stage work. No, personal life. So I guess she had the 3 kids, not with Lawrence Fox. So it must have been in the last 9 years or so. So the kids are young, right? Essentially, I don't see her doing an extensive shoot, and I do see the imbeciles at the BBC going, "Well, I don't understand why people watch this. People used to watch it with David Tennant. They watch more now, but didn't do much good for it." And the ratings started going down almost immediately. Well, I don't understand why. Maybe, you know why? Because people want more diversity. People want more diversity. So how about if we get Billie Piper back, right? Billie Piper, 2 songs with Lawrence. He talks about about her influence. It's not good, I imagine. Imagine it isn't, right? So how about getting in Billie Piper? So that's the mindset of the BBC. I can see be really excited by this. Because, again, they have no idea, absolutely no idea what makes Doctor Who work, right? They have no idea why it's not working. They have no idea why. And God forbid they talk to people like me, right? Us evil, toxic fans, right? So I could imagine a deal being struck, right, for Billie Piper to play the Doctor for one Christmas special, one episode. There's not going to be anything for 2025. Well, they got the War Between the Land and Sea. If they could do a Christmas episode for 2026, that gives them breathing room, right, where they can work out where they're going to go from there, right? I don't think they want it to lie fallow, and it needs to lie fallow, right? But I can see being quite credible. I think Saran Jones is probably the most credible on the list to be an ongoing Doctor, but I don't see it being credible that the BBC is going to fund that, right? I really, really don't. I hope they don't fund it like, prestige TV. It should. Look, Sylvester McCoy looked great. I'm sorry. I mean, looks better now with new effects, but, it was fine. Or if you have convincing stories trump the poor production values. So I can see all that happening. And then Charlotte, right? So Charlotte brought up this thing, and I think she's absolutely right. They've talked a lot about the evils of the interwebs, about the evil chattering troll fans, right? All been trolling and chattering. Oh, I'm not loving a stunning and brave gay Doctor. Sorry, not gay. Queer Doctor Who. Oh, the evil troll fans. You know what we can do? Let's put out fake rumors, right? And make them all look stupid when they don't come true. That seems like the most likely case scenario, right? That seems like absolutely the most likely case scenario. So I don't know. I think this rumor did come from official sources at the BBC, and I think it was put out by official sources at the BBC to be a red herring, right? That's what I think is the most likely case scenario. But who knows, right? Genuinely, who knows how stupid they can get? Because they can get pretty darn stupid, right? They can get pretty, mind-meltingly stupid, as we can see by the results of their stupidity. Let's have a look at the ratings, right, which are epically bad. Here we go. First, let's start with the headline. The was good. Lucky Day was not their lucky day, right? I guess everyone's had that same joke. Lucky Day was not their lucky day at all, right? It's got the lowest rating. It broke their previous record of lowest ratings of all time. So now I've lost my place. Hang on. So the consolidated ratings. You're not even talking about overnights. The consolidated ratings, 2.8 million. That used to be an overnight, right? That used to be the overnight ratings. Now it's the consolidated ratings. But here, let's point something out here. The decline in catch-up numbers, again, which is very, very indicative. Hang on, let me pull out my calculator so I can do the math. So the first week, the catch-up numbers were 3.57 minus 2. So they got 1.57, right? 1.57 people watched it, tuned in to catch up in the first week. Then in the second week, 3 minus 1.58 is 1.42. So it's 150,000 drop, right? That's quite significant. And then the third week, it's 3.23 minus 1.86. So now it's 1.37. That's another 100,000 drop, right? And then so now we got 2.8 minus 1.5. It's down to 1.3. So they're falling between, I think they're falling between 700,000. Between, is it 700? No, 70,000 and 100,000, 70,000 to 150,000 a week, right? So I think probably the next episode with the consolidated rating it'll probably be around the same as 2.85 maybe, right? But that's really that the catch-up numbers are dwindling is a sign that nobody likes the fucking show, right? And the reason nobody likes the show is because it's not made for them, right? It's made for a teeny tiny segment of the of the world who don't care about anybody else, right? They just don't. The only thing that matters to them is them. I think, as represented in this article from the Times, Doctor Who promotes queer tolerance, says trans writer. It doesn't. It actually does the exact opposite, right? It calls it okay. Here's the trouble. Because here, 1 second. I got this as a PDF, I believe. Hang on. I'm not paying for this. Yeah, again, I wish these newspapers would understand. I would buy, pay £1 to buy this issue. Hang on. Remove. Now I've got to find it. Yeah, it was on my desktop, I believe. Where'd it go? Oh, there you go. Doctor Who promotes queer tolerance. But the thing is, it doesn't, right? Because this being trans isn't an identity. I believe it's a kink. I believe it's a kink for most people. And I think it's a kink. And kinks, the more you see of them, the less you like them, right? The more weird they are, right? So I'm not saying, get in the closet, but I'm saying get out of our fucking faces for 10 minutes, really. Dr. Mo's going in. So fairness, peace, and the triumph of joy over hatred are in the Time Lord's DNA, insists Dawson. So triumph of joy over hatred, that's nonsense. That is not in Doctor Who's DNA, right? That's not in Doctor Who's DNA. So look, why is this person somebody who we shouldn't be talking to? I'll show you exactly why. Now I've got to find the screen again and go over here. Wrong thing. There we go. Yeah. Share screen. So this is from Juno Dawson's book, this writer, right? And she wrote this book for children, for 12-year-olds, how sex apps work, right? This is the most groomery shit I can possibly imagine. That you write a book for kids telling them how they can be raped by adults, right? That's what it is when somebody underage has sex with an adult, right? It's called rape, right? So how they work, upload a tiny pic of yourself to the app. The app works out your location. The app tells you where the nearest homosexuals are. Then you chat to them. Because they're near, it's easy to meet up with them. Fuck off, you grooming, you cunt. What the hell? Right? That the person who wrote this and published this is working on a television show meant for families. It's disgraceful, right? Look, already I'm not able to watch Doctor Who with my grandkids. Not that I have any, but if I had grandkids, I wouldn't be able to watch them. Why? Because Jasmine Finney rocks up and they're like, what's going on? Why is that bloke wearing a dress? And I got to explain, oh yeah. Kinks have become mainstream now, and you're not allowed to tell anybody to can you keep that in your bedroom, right? Or in the between consenting adults. Again, adults, right? Adults. So, they use a lot of nice, flowery language. Oh, peace and love. Here, let's see what's not so she'll say. Fairness. It's not fair to rape a child, right? Which is what it is when you're having sex with somebody underage, right? It's not peaceful, right? It's not a triumph of joy over hatred, right? None of this makes trans acceptance, right? If you just wanted to be trans and shut up about it, I think we'll all be fine. But that you're constantly in our faces about it all the fucking time, right? Demanding relentlessly that we all just obey you, and we all say that we throw away our values, and tell you, oh yes, we really love your values. This is the truth, right? You should all change your core values and beliefs so I fit in. And then they still want to kill themselves. So this is a terrible idea, right? The doctor I know would not be on board for children hacking off their little girls hacking off their own breasts surgically, right? They wouldn't be on board for that. They would think that was sick, right? The doctor I know wouldn't be on board for children sterilizing themselves. I mean, just think about that. No matter what happens with trans surgery, you're sterilized. You're never having children, right? Which is the most significant part of most people's lives, right? This is weird propaganda for it. It's degenerate. I'm sorry. It's degenerate. And look at the look on Shooter's face there. It's the look like, oh, yes, I'm going to come in that little boy's mouth. Right? That's the vibe I get from it. Let's see what they're doing. Juno Dawson, a best-selling author known for young adult novels. Young adult novels and, grooming and raping children, apparently. Joined Rusty Davis earlier this year to help script the Regenerated series starring Shooter Gatwa. Well, it's only going to work out well. The 43-year-old who was the first openly transgender writer for the popular TV show. You act like there's so many of them. There's not. Said that a childhood love of Doctor Who and Eurovision was my way of saying I was queer before I knew what it was to be queer. But now it's going to make it easier. She's going to tell you you're all queer, and that way she can finger your answer. Okay, little boys and little girls, it's all going to be fun. Juno wrote in this week's Radio Times that it was unsurprising that the Eurovision Song Contest and the science fiction show was so beloved by LGBTQ plus people. Why do I fucking care? It's fine. But you're a tiny segment of the population. Christians are a much bigger percentage of the population, and you told Christians to fuck off, right? Your worldview is in diametric contrast to the majority of the world, right? And I know you can say, "Oh, we want to move on." No, we don't. We don't. The way to be happy is marriage and family, essentially. Right, very traditional stuff. That is where contentment and peace and happiness come from. Having a good fuck that you enjoy, maybe Juno will know more about that. Both shows occasionally address queer things. Occasionally, relentlessly. Last year's Euro winner, Nima, was the first non-binary performer Well, I've seen people men in dresses in Euro before. But Dawson said, but more generally, the DNA of Doctor Who and Eurovision is fairness, tolerance. Really? Try being a Jew. Try wearing an Israeli flag there. See how much fairness, tolerance, and peace you get. And the triumph of joy over hatred. You mean the triumph of having complete open sexual degeneracy over any form of social order. That's what she really means. Whatever. I can say he now. Now the Supreme Court said it's a bloke. It's not hard to see why queer people feel so seen and so safe in both worlds. You're so much less safe now because you're so seen, right? Most people look at this and go, this is really disturbing, right? Well, you do you live your life the way you do. I don't want you around my children. I don't want you influencing my children. I don't want my kids reading your shit, right? Because I think you're somebody who's enjoying a kink of forcing people to pretend that you're something that you're not, right? And that's essentially what they do. They force people to pretend something not. Gatwa's starring role, the first time the Doctor had been played by an openly queer actor or a black actor in the show's 61-year history. Again, I wouldn't give him two shits if Colin Baker was gay. It would make no difference to me whatsoever. If he played it like a simpering, mincing faggot, I would not be into it, right? And again, you don't have to be gay to be a faggot. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Sex Education on 32 came out as queer in August 2023 in an interview with Elle magazine when discussing the importance of representation in the media. It's destroyed media. It's destroyed TV. Like, just understand, you're a minority. You don't need to scream at everyone. And I think that might be part of your mental ill health. He described his role in the hit Netflix series as Eric Effiong as one of the few gay students in school as healing for him. Okay. Shout out to screenwriter Laurie Nunn for giving nuance to this gay black character and gifting him to the world, Gatwa said. He's so fierce and unashamed. So it was healing for me. And I mean, like, again, why do people like Judy Gatwa think they have a monopoly on suffering when then they really have less suffering, I think, than most people? I mean, listen, I can't get the world to hang up Israeli flags everywhere, right, in classrooms and tell everybody they're a bigot and the cunt if they don't support them. It taught me the importance of representation, and it's powerful and necessary. You're wrong, okay? You're wrong, and you're killing Doctor Who with it. You just like you killed. He said, like you're killing fucking everything, right? Maybe not everything has to be tailored exactly for you. Maybe things can be like general enough that everybody could enjoy them. You know, like Doctor Who was up until 2017. Gavin Millennium Doctor in 2023 Christmas special and doing progressively worse in the role. And since last month, the two lead parts have been played by ethnic minority actors for the first time. Oh, it's so brilliant, it's so stunning, it's so brave, so progressive. Oh, God, it's so shit. Previously, David, the head writer for Doctor Who, has criticised toxic people who claim the show is worse. How is it a claim? How is it, honestly? One second. Let's just pull up some evidence. I think, right? I think, yeah, that might do the trick. We'll go over here. Oh yes, they just claim Doctor Who is woke. Oh yeah, no, there's no evidence to support that whatsoever. Let's have a look at your very first episode, Russell. And I hate the Whoniverse. Oh, stop with that. Hang on. Oh, this is shite. Hang on. Okay, I'm not doing the exposition. Oh, you're so stunning and brave and have such a good girly penis. I want to get up to the berating David Tennant section. It was before this, wasn't it? We know everything, and you know nothing. God, they also delivered this dialogue really badly.
We are binary.
She's not.
Oh God, yeah. That's not woke, is it? That's just me imagining it.
And you know nothing. And you know nothing.
Oh God.
I tell the boss.
I guess the boss is going to be Mrs. Flood, right?
Cryptic. I hate that.
I'm not really a fan of this either.
But we've still got to fix you two. Because the meta crisis might have slowed down, but that thing is wrapped around your cortex.
Yes, we know. We know everything. Thanks. And you know nothing. It's a shame you're not a woman anymore.
That's not woke, is it? When they talk about pronouns, was it after this? No, they were sitting down together in the living room. A unit? No. It's just somewhere around here.
And we can leave him alone and go back to mine. Never mind. Never mind about the...
And we're going to get... Oh, here. This is it, isn't it?
So interested in us. Everywhere we go, there you are.
Yeah, I was wondering. There is one person missing. I used to know your granddad. Of course.
He's got this room, like a cottage and a garden, and it's almost free.
Run by that lot in the middle of town? Unit? This woman in charge.
Whatever. Yeah, it is woke. Will you stop saying, oh, no, it's all made smoke and mirrors. We're imagining it. No, that's woke, baby. That is woke. Who claims the show is too woke. No, any woke is too woke. The world screenwriter and television of 62 said he had no time for complaints about the show's diversity and wokeness. I understand that, Russell. By the way, how's that working out? Oh, right. Everybody hates it. In fact, it's not everybody hates it. Nobody even watches it. Nobody gives a shit. You failed totally, right? Maybe you might be wrong, Russell. Maybe. Do you think that could be? No. Crazy talk. That's just crazy. How could you be wrong? You're Russell T. Davis. In May last year, Gebber said he felt sad for critics of the show's diversity. Yes, he told us all to go and touch grass. How's that working out for you, you dumb cunt? All right? We all went and touched grass and said, fuck off. You see, here's the thing. Why do they hide their bonkers non-theistic religion in popular culture, right? And things that are popular. Because nobody's interested in their bonkers non-theistic religion. Bottom line. For me personally, I find it fascinating that it matters so much to these people. It matters to you! You're the one shoving it in there like you shove your dick up anybody's arse that you can get your hands on. Right? Fucking hell. What? Why is it that you're talking about queerness all the time? Because you are! It's the central focus of your shit show, Doctor Who. I find it fascinating. How about this? How about you shut up and stop inserting your fucking weirdo bonkers religion into everything you fucking touch? And maybe we won't get so uptight about it anymore. Oh, it's so strange. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the problem, fucking weirdo. In a recent episode, a transgender character referred to the Doctor's male presenting. I just showed that. And a drag queen made a point of using them as a personal pronoun. Yes. The ideology that the entire fucking world has turned around and said, fuck off. We're done with it. Right? The most powerful ad that Donald Trump ran in the election was cameras for they them, and Trump is for you. And it's a fair point, right? People are sick to death of this. Like, do you not remember Bud Light, right? Losing 30% of its cap? Oh, my cat wants to go out. You want to go out in the town there, Whitey? Here you go. I'm going there for you. See you later, darling. Where we're up to. Although, okay, wait, I can't scream so much because the window's open now. People are going to go, what's going on? If you want to go out, you got to go out. Okay, you going out? See, this is how this cat works. I'll open the window for her, and she'll just stare at it for a little bit, go, maybe I'll just make him wait a little bit longer. Is she up? Yeah, there you go. Catch you later there, Waddy. Good little window. Click. Fine, where are we up to? I live in the middle of an ultra-Orthodox community. I can't be effing and blinding with the window open at the top of my bloody voice. That's not going to work out well. Drag queen made a point using them. You made a point using the drag queen, frankly. Dawson, who also co-hosted the official Doctor Who podcast and pens a series, the series spin-off podcast, said the Eurovision Song Contest, Eurovision had inspired the show's content in form of the Interstellar Song Contest. There's zero creativity going on in that. It's Space Euro. Although I say one thing I thought was kind of cool, far bit from me to say something nice, but one of the aliens performing was clearly the same species as one of the aliens from the Dalek Master Plan, which I kind of liked. But what can you do? There may be an obvious link between the Eurovision. There may not be an obvious link between the Eurovision Song Contest and Doctor Who. There's a complete link for it because Doctor Who's all about being queer, same as Euro. Right? That's why a lot of people aren't interested in Euro. But look, for me, the height of sexuality in Europe was when Bucks Fizz whipped off the skirts of the two girls, right? And we went, "Ooh, never seen that before." I think they had a smaller skirt underneath. But more than that, fans of Doctor Who can sometimes feel like outsiders. Everybody feels like outsiders, but I think you will feel more like an outsider if you say you're a woman with a dick, right? Chicks with dicks can feel more like but everybody feels like outsiders, right? But no, it's just gonna be queer people. They're the only ones that matter. It's gotta be queer. More queer, please, more queer. Oh, stop the fucking queer. When I was asked to write it, I was determined that my Interstellar Song Contest wouldn't make fun of Eurovision by having aliens dance around in tinfoil dresses. That looks exactly like what it is. Why would the show devolve? Why would the show devolve in the far future? If anything, I thought it would continue to become even grander. God, no. Again, they just think this is queer supremacy, right? Relentless queer supremacy. Oh, why are you talking about being queer? It wasn't bother you because you're the one who's trying to massively alter society and not for the better. And you're the one who needs to have children around you for your weird degeneracy. Explaining this is not all camp and glitter. It's all camp and glitter. I want to tell a human story. Really? Maybe you should try being human, a normative human first, because that's how you win. That's how you win Eurovision. Fine. Season 2 finale set. Blah blah blah. Who cares? It's not good, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be fair. It's not doing well. Yeah, what else do we have here? Dr. Alex is here. Again, you want good Doctor Who? Go to Dr. Alex. Okay, no, I'm not saving anything. There we go. I know a bunch more stuff. Hang on. Where is it? Oh, I'm over here. Okay, so I've done that. I've done the spoilers. I've done the ratings, and they are. Well, maybe we could do this story as well before it. C.S. Lewis scholar argues there are positive sex swapping Aslan. There are none. I agree with you. Wait. Here we go. Millie Gibson's story. Share screen. Doink. Millie Gibson, for some reason, wearing a shitty wig. I don't understand why they put her in a wig, but okay. Man. Where are we up to? The Doctor Who creator team is increasingly getting asked about its woke elements because of the massive ratings failure. Yet no one's interested in it. Massive ratings failure. It seems that Millie Gibson is getting fed up with the situation, demanding fans, just watch it and get over it. No. Excuse me. I will not lie to my children. I will not lie to my grandchildren. I think by telling people that gender is mutable and flexible is a lie. I mean, that's really the bottom line problem. It's a lie, and lying is wrong, right? I'm not telling anybody not to be trans, right? I'm not even saying don't have trans TV shows, right? That's what BBC used to be good at, servicing tiny niche audiences like the trans world, right? But they got to understand they're a tiny niche audience. There's a difference between mainstream and niche, right? So I'm not going to flush away my deeply held religious beliefs, which I think are true and important. So you can make a shitty TV show out of something that was really good, right? No, we're not going to shut up and get over it. We're not going to watch it. What's the proof we're not going to watch it? The truth is right here. Absolute failure. Like, absolute failure. Since the 60th anniversary specials, Rusty Davis began a media tour warning that fans of what Doctor Who was and warning the fans of what Doctor Who was wouldn't be happy. He leaned into saying the episode would be more fantasy than science fiction. No, I don't really have a problem with that. Not that it's working out that well, but I don't really have a problem with that. Going to lean more. It's going to lean more into identity politics. It's not just a Doctor Who thing for me. It's saying I have a lot of writers are very keen to be progressive and reflect society, more society. You're not reflecting society. I'm actually glad he said reflect more of society than reflect society more, because you're not reflecting society. Society is predominantly straight. It's predominantly white and straight, to tell you the truth. But yeah, it's. I mean, like, society is predominantly white and straight and have white straight values, right? As the show created an uproar with Shooting Gatwa's portrayal of the Doctor, emasculating the character, turning into a homosexual caricature. Yeah. Okay, I think that the team began to receive criticism for the direction. It got harsh criticism because we were really hoping this nightmare was going to be over. Right, when Jodie was gone. Yeah, it's that last again, real Doctor Who again. Saw Shooting Gatwa being cast. I'm like, well, he looks like he was going to be good. I have no problem with that. How wrong I was, right? Which Gatwa did not take well. He infamously told critics, don't watch, turn off TV, go and touch grass. Please, for God's sake. Why are you talking about God? You don't believe in God. But they did, right? They did. As the series progressed, it became clear that every episode will be sold with some kind of identity politics virtue signal. Yep, absolutely. From the early on, Rossi Davis put a drag queen, Jinx Monsoon, who is a total fucking degenerate. I am sorry. Like, why I'm saying she's a total degenerate? Like, just after she was cast, she was on a podcast interview saying how she had a random hookup with a stranger. And he lost his condom up his ass, right? That's degenerate shit, mate. I'm sorry. Into a major role in the episode Dot and Bubble, where they refused to be rescued by the Doctor because they were racist. I know it was ridiculous. The worst of the season came when the Doctor made out with another man in Rogue, abandoning his companion to do so. Yes. And that's the reason they set it in the Regency era, so he can wear tights. And try to say, oh, look, ways of dressing changes. During the off-season, Rossi Davis further fan flames by telling fans that he cared more about trans rights than the show at a panel at San Diego CC 2024, SDCC 2024, leading into a season that opened up with an episode attacking fans directly and kept on doing it. Like, really? Well, we had, what was it? Robot Revolution? Yeah, Bad Incel. We had, what was the second episode? See, you just can't remember this stuff. What was the second episode? Got markedly less ratings than the first. Man, so low. Second episode was... Oh, man. I can't remember. Really? Third one was The Well. What was the second episode? I'm going to look this up. Again, this is I had to do this the other day when I was talking about this season. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Doctor Who episode. They make no impact on me whatsoever. And again, I think it might be why I'm enjoying the Cunning Monkey stuff so much. Because it's just good Doctor Who, well presented. Lux, I forgot Lux. Yeah, Lux is somehow connected to the big spider thing. Yes, you get to talk about segregation, right? That's the only reason it was set in America. The Well, I don't remember any identity politics in that, and that's probably why it was a good episode. Lucky Day, oh, white man bad. Podcasters bad, and the story and the engine. Then you got the Internet Song Contest. I think that might be a bit gay. And do you think they're going to stick the landing? Probably not. Toxic fans. The Team Z says they should take a shot at the Team Z's toxic fans being the main villain, a white male gamer who is overly aggressive with a new female player. Yeah, exactly. You got to watch out for those white boys, right? Yeah, you never know. They may form a Pakistani Muslim rape gang, right? Because anybody can be that. That doesn't mean Pakistani Muslims, even though kind of universally they were. She naturally wants nothing to do with him, and gets announced to Planet the Incels at one point. The episode puts a middle finger down. The second episode seems to admit they're doing it. What they're doing is paying attention to Chris. Oh right, Lux, you had the breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, we are living rent free in Russell D Davis's head right now. They even heard the critics on X with one person saying, #RIP Doctor Who. Yeah, exactly. Look. I understand how the black world took control of the N-word. You're trying to do the same thing. No, #RIP Doctor Who, because #RIP Doctor Who. Now, Millie Gibson had an episode where she returned, and which has been panned as one of the most incoherent, worst Doctor Who episodes. Well, dude, you should have waited till the week after. The plotline featured the boyfriend. I mean, none of it made any sense. His views on the Doctor and Unit as conspiracy theories, filming them, live streaming to gotcha them. Another shot at the critics of the influence who have voiced disdain for the show. Yeah. I think you're just growing my audience when you do this, frankly. So thank you for that. Like, share, subscribe, everyone. As the season progressed, ratings came in. The journalists are noticing how woke the show has become. I get they are just in denial. No, it's not woke. You're just an evil bigot. No, I'm not. It's woke. How it's become, and they've increasingly even asked questions about it. Current companion Verada see-through embraced it, claiming it was a good thing. But Millie Gibson, who's already exited the show, aside from a returning feature, is clearly frustrated by the question. By the way, do you remember when they said, "Oh, she's coming back next year to finish our story"? That wasn't finishing a story. Again, Russell, you keep fucking lying, mate. She gave an interview to The Standard, a British newspaper, saying, "I remember watching an episode when David Tennant goes back, and I think it was with Martha, and they met Shakespeare, and he's like, oh yeah, Shakespeare's quite hot. This is literally No, he wasn't saying that he might want to fuck Shakespeare. He was saying that the cultural stereotype we have with Shakespeare as being this like little weedy bloke isn't that. He was like a rock star, right? Not everything is about the Doctor wanting to fuck this or fuck that, right? The Doctor really didn't think about fucking anybody, for the first 27 years. I think it was kind of better for that, quite frankly. 26 years, I should say. She gave an interview. I mean, the closest it got to sex was in '96. Paul McGann having a quick snog with what's her name, with Grace. I think because she was pretty hot. I can understand that. I think because the way the world is, they're making jabs at anything that's relating to this. No. This is insidious propaganda trying to tell me that sexual degeneracy is normative, healthy, and good. It's not, right? Again, Having kinks is fine. I don't mind if you have a kink. I have kinks, right? There's nothing wrong with a kink. I mean, it depends on your kink, I guess. But like, it's for consenting adults in private. It is not, children's playtime. The show is so pure and beautiful. No, it's not. It's being used as insidious propaganda. It's about two best friends traveling the universe. Or no, again, he's not the Doctor. He's just your gay best friend, right? It's so banal now, so dull, so boring, so little, right? You say, "Oh, we want to open up, make it bigger." No, it's just small now. So just watch it and get over it. Get over it somewhat. Fuck you. Well, she's only 21. Right? What can you do? It didn't cross my mind at all, having Jinx Monsoon in it. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, yes, you've been brought up in this age of insanity. Right? This age, okay, well, she's 21 now. So how many years we've been doing this? 8 years, roughly? Is it 8 years? All right. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, 8 years. So, she was 11, right? Was it 21? No, she was 13 when it started. This degeneracy, again, I keep using the word degenerate. This degeneracy has been around you all your life, Millie. It's not normal. It's not good. It's not healthy. It's not helping society. It's just making everything fall apart. I'm her biggest fan. I don't think it's a problem at all. Again, you're an idiot child, hot idiot child, but an idiot child, right? You honestly, you are, right? You don't get nothing about nothing. She's clearly not telling the truth about not crossing her mind when she's when also at the same time she's telling fans to embrace what embrace it for what it is. It goes to show what these actors understand about the show and its failure. Yeah, they don't. And so the show is a failure and the reasons why. But still, they don't want to admit it. That's really the bottom line, right? They just don't want to be wrong. No, don't make me be wrong, right? My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.